What's up, everybody? Saturday, June 22nd. It's right around 1:30 p.m. I'm getting ready to head out for an overnighter. Minimal gear. I'm only going to bring, I don't know, it's not much. Maybe 8 items, something like that. I'll show you when I get there. I also have food and water, but as far as survival items, I'm only bringing like 8 things. I have a poncho for cover. I have no sleep system, no sleeping bag, no bivvy, no hammock, no blankets, no nothing like that. So it's going to be interesting, but I do have a poncho in case of rain. So yeah, I'm going to start looking for a place, and I shall talk to you again in a little bit. Yeah, and I came in right over there. If you look, you'll see the cars going by. And I'm sure you can hear them. But anyway, I'm going to go about 2 miles in that away. And anything that I find I can use. Somebody's homemade tree stand. But I'm not going to take that because it's too far. I have to walk. And I have a lot of water with me. I have this backpack, but it's food and water only. And I have survival items in there, but like I say, it's minimal. I'll show you what I have. Most of this is food and water because it's very hot today, so I brought a lot of water. It's brackish salt water back here. I can't drink it. So yeah, about 2 miles in that away. Well, more like that away. And I'm going to try to find a suitable place to set up camp. So I'm heading in. I'm looking for, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm looking for a campsite. And along my way, I found this piece of quartz because I have some steel with me and some char cloth. I'm gonna do fire with flint and steel later on. And I never noticed before I got into the flint and steel that I have so many different materials available to me that'll throw a spark. I don't have flint. But like I say, I do have quartz. This is a pretty decent looking piece. I think it'll be, I don't know whether or not it's going to be good for sparks, but I have some other rocks I found that I know work. And there's a lot of different rocks down here that'll work. I'm not sure the names of them, but something that Les Stroud said is that you, better than knowing the names of the plants, and in this case rocks that you use, it's more important to know the characteristics of them and what they can do. It's 1:53 and I'm still looking for a shelter. I just found all this. It's like a fence somebody cut up then dumped it back here, probably to make a bonfire. It would make a decent bed or chair or floor or firewood even, but I'm not going to use it. I'm not here for that. I'm here to use natural material and the minimal kit that I brought with me. And it is extremely hot out here. We're going over that way. So I still got about a mile and a half, I guess. Nice breeze. It's like 83 or 84, but it's a really nice breeze. Yeah, I'm gonna head over that way. I'll see you there. So I'm still walking along the river's edge, but I found these laying here. For this, it's just a single sinker. But as I told you guys before, if you look around, sometimes you can find hooks and stuff too. Not seeing anything though. Airplanes are always around. It's quiet back here other than the airplanes. You can't hear any cars or anything. I'm about 1.75 miles in right now. He's flying back. The airport's about 3 miles over that way. It's actually right directly across the street from my house. I'll have to show you guys. Don't see no hooks over here. There's a couple other places I can check. Maybe I'll get lucky. All right, so I got the line and the sinker now. Just found a decent amount of fishing line. So now all I got to do is find a hook, or maybe I can even make some kind of a gorge if I can find something worthy of that. So check it out, I found a hook. There it is, a hook on a leader, no less. This is everything I found. Decent hook. That's a nice hook actually. And with a swivel on it. And I also found another 3-way swivel. I found the sinker and I found the line. So I got enough to catch a fish now. All I gotta do is get some worms or something. All right, so I found some more fishing stuff. Check this out. See it over the branch? I think you can probably see it there. Running down. Sorry about that, running right there. I'm gonna grab a hold of that. But there's also poison ivy down there, so I gotta watch for that as well. A lot of poison ivy. I'm not even gonna mess with it because that vine that it's hooked to is poison ivy. It's dead, but it's still poison ivy, and that stuff will get you even when it's dead. It looks like all that is a leader and a swivel anyway, snap swivel. I don't see any hooks on there, just a couple snaps. All right, so I'm still in the same area, but I actually found another hook and sinker with a little bit of line on it as well. So that's 2 hooks and 2 sinkers that I found so far, and a decent amount of line. It's all tangled up. There's actually a little bit more right there, and I'm just scanning the area here, trying to see what else I can find. Because I want to put together some kind of a fishing kit. I don't know if I'm going to do a hand line or a dopping kit. Dopping is a Japanese style where you take a long stick and a short line and you just tap it over the water like that. I actually caught a fish with it once, but it's tough because the pole was so long. I had a long piece of bamboo. It was probably 20 feet long, and it was very difficult to maneuver around back here, so I only did it the one time, but I actually did catch a fish. So I'm gonna see if I can find anything else before I start looking for bait. I'm thinking the 2 hooks is probably more than enough. Especially that one is brand new. The black one looks like it's brand new. The other one's pretty rusty. But it'll still catch a fish. Tide is actually coming in right now. So in a few hours, it'll be up to where I can actually fish off of this bank. So I think I'm gonna possibly set my camp up somewhere in this area, maybe back there, to where if anybody comes up here, they don't see me. Just want to show you guys how thick it is back in here. That's where I just came from. You can see it's pretty thick. Huh, I didn't even notice that. Big old sassafras. Yeah, you got like a citrusy smell. If you go down to the root, it's good. It tastes like root beer. Certain times of the year is better than others to harvest. Wintertime, I think, is when it has the most sap in the root. Used to chew on the root when I was a kid. We used to dig them up and just chew the roots. I found out later that they have carcinogens in them, so they say. I mean, everything does, I guess. All depends on how much of it you take and your body's immunities to it, or ability to fight it off, I guess. Everything affects everyone differently. Yeah, this is a cool place back here. A lot of vines and stuff. Very thick. That's my stuff up there, my water and some food. And I got more water in my pack and my gear. Still trying to find the right place to get comfortable without without a bed and gear and all that. Not always the easiest thing. Airplane's loud. Yeah, it's pretty loud back here. I mean, it's quiet back here except for them airplanes, but they're very loud. And they fly over constantly because of the airport. Right now I'm about 4 miles from the airport. But they fly, like, this is one of the paths they come to go to land, so they fly directly over this woods. Pretty quiet back here when there's no airplanes flying over. All right, so I got you set up. So the first thing I did was give myself a place to sit, which I haven't had since I've been back here. It's been about 2 hours now. But yeah, it's pretty good. No cordage used at all on this. And I'll show you in a minute. All I did was take that stick, and that, just put it in that crotch of that tree, like that, like that. It's actually, I had it the other way. pee on the bottom. There it is. It's comfortable. It ain't the most comfortable thing, but it's better than standing. But my plan is anyway to build a platform bed here. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do on this side now. And then once I get this thing put together, I'll show you what I brought with me. All right, it's 3:22. If it seems like you're moving, it's because you are. You're attached to a small vine. Well, it's not a small vine. It's about as big around as my wrist. It's a decent sized vine actually. But anyway, you're attached to it, and it's windy out, so it's blowing around. But I'm gonna. You saw the original end over here. I'm gonna move that over this end, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do. And I tied that. I found some paracord laying around. There's still actually more. I brought some cordage with me, but I haven't used any of it. And I also tied a loop to this tree over here with paracord that I found as well. See, the reason I wanted to change it is because this has this hook in it, so it's going to make it able for me to make this a little smaller, because the way it was going to be way too long. Yeah, that'll be much better. It'll be a little easier for me to find pieces. Because I don't have any. I have a knife in my cordage in my set, and I have my EDC Victorinox, and it does have a saw on it, but it's, you know, it's not going to do me no good for big shit like that. I think that might work. Yeah, plenty strong enough. Once I get that piece there over here, let me make sure you can see it. Yeah, on that tree right there, you'll see. I tied a loop in the paracord. I tied a loop in the paracord and just hooked it to the tree like a hammock strap. And it's strong. It ain't going nowhere. Yeah, that's plenty strong. Oh yeah. I'm just going to run slats in between. So it's 3:39. I'm struggling to find anything long enough to bridge that span on that bed, and if that doesn't work, then I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to just fully elevate one side. I guess I do know what I'm going to do, actually. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to probably have to go with with a shorter bed, because I can't. There's nothing in this area. I don't know. I'm going to look for a little bit longer, but I'm not seeing anything. I mean, you know, nothing I can use this little saw to cut down anyway. Yeah, it's pretty flooded, by the way. Damn, horsefly is coming after me for a minute. Yeah, it's like super thick. And poison oak right there. Poison ivy right there. You can see the difference clearly. But I don't really feel a difference. They both suck equally. And it's just tons of it back here. I don't even want to go through this anymore. It's crazy. There used to be a tree house. Yeah, I see part of it, but it's collapsing now. Yeah. That thing's been there about 20 years probably. Yeah, there's so much poison ivy. It's just crazy. There's another way I can go around, all the way around that way, and come back over to my camp. But there's even more poison ivy over that way, so I don't want to go. I mean, it's like super thick. In fact, I'm not even going to go through this because I don't want it. I definitely don't want to get poison ivy. So I'm going to get out of here, and look, it's everywhere. It's all over the trail, over the log I got to go across. I do not like that stuff. And it's all over my clothes now too. It's definitely all over my clothes. But I have shorts and another shirt. Well, not another shirt, a shirt. Well, actually, I do. I have a camouflage t-shirt too. So I have two shirts. Camouflage t-shirt and that gray shirt. Hanging on the tree branch there because I was sweating. Yeah, it's pretty nice out here. Been trying to do the whole Cody Lundeen thing, barefoot, walking through the woods and all that, which I like. It puts you in touch. It makes you slow down, and you can definitely see what's going on. You know, you sneak up on animals. I've done that. Something's biting me on my shoulder. Yeah, I've snuck up on deer, you know, they didn't know I was there until I was right on top of them, basically. But there's just way too much poison ivy back here and all, so the boots are on. Once I'm all set up, then I'll get comfortable. Hopefully, if I can get set up. I'm struggling with building material here. All right, so check it out. I modified it a little bit. Take you in for a closer look. So I just moved that in and made a little stack there and put my old rotten log on that, and now I'm going to run some beams across there. And if my feet stick off the end a little bit, oh well. At least I won't be on the ground. I'll show you. There's where you're at, attached to the vine here. Brought some duct tape. That goes with my filming stuff, so that doesn't count. I don't use that for survival or anything. So it's about 10 after 4. Just gonna show you the bed real quick. It definitely ain't the most comfortable thing, but I'm off to the ground. And that's all that matters. I can bring something up my backpack under my head or something to give me a pillow. So it's not the worst place. It's actually a pretty comfortable bench. I ain't even gonna lie about that. It's actually very comfortable. Plan on having my fire right there, so it should be a halfway decent night. I don't even think I'm gonna put a shelter up. I mean a roof. I have my poncho if I need it, but I'm under a pretty thick canopy. And they're not calling for rain. Worst case, if I had to get my poncho out, I can just cover up with it basically, or I can run a ridge line across there from that big tree there to there, and that'll give me plenty to cover. But I don't even think I'm gonna do that. I think it's just gonna be me and the elements tonight. Alright, what's up? It's 4:49 and just wanted to show you guys what I have with me. So for my everyday carry, I have my keychain, which I've turned into a survival keychain. It's got a high carbon steel striker. I have char cloth in there. I have fat wood right here, and a compass with a carabiner just for whatever. And believe it or not, for a cheap compass, it's pretty accurate. Thought I heard something that way. I also have my Victorinox Swiss Army knife. I carry that with me every day as well. These are both EDC items. I have a little pain reliever ibuprofen. I have some food, some turkey and dressing meal that you just heat it up in the frying pan. And I have water, like a gallon and 2 liters, so whatever that is, like 4 or 5 liters, 4 or 5 liters. Yeah, it's just like 3, and then that's 2, so 5 liters of water. Because last time I didn't have nearly enough, and I had to walk out of here, and it's salt out there. I can't drink it. And I brought some chips, frying pan, my cooking pot to make some coffee, which is in there too, the little single packs I use. I got my tick repellent, flip-flops for later, and my cheap Camillus knife, which I actually took on a camping trip with me last weekend, and it worked out fantastically. Did a lot of the time with it, and for a little knife. It does a good job. And I think I told you guys I got the Coughlins. I made this with duct tape, and you can't get it out without opening it, which is real cool. But yeah, I got the Coughlins striker at Dick's Sporting Goods. It was on sale $1.49. Beat that. Kind of windy. I heard something. I think it's limbs falling. So yeah, I got this for cover. I have my poncho and some cordage. That's it. I don't have a sleeping bag. I don't have a blanket. I don't have a pad. I don't have anything like that at all. I do have a head net just for keep the bugs out of my face. In my bag I have a t-shirt, and I also have another t-shirt hanging over there on the tree. So I got 2 t-shirts and a pair of shorts. And phone chargers so I can keep videotaping, and batteries for my light so you guys can see me at night, and cords for the charger for the phone. And all that. That's about it. That's everything I got. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good night. I gotta get some firewood together and get ready for the evening. What's up? It's 5:11. Got a decent pile of firewood. I'm not done yet, but I got a decent pile. There's a couple big logs over there. I'm just going to feed them from the end. Have my firewood out there, and anything long I'll lay that way. So it should be decent. Yeah, I'm thinking I might try to put some kind of a fishing set up together and go try to catch a fish. I've been hearing the ATVs, but feel something on me. That's a mole. So it's 6:20. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's 6:20, and I'm out here at the river's edge, and I'm going to use. You can see the river's much higher now. It's actually starting to go back out again, but yeah, I'm going to use some of that jute twine that I found and the hook and the sinker and see if I can maybe catch something real quick. I got to try to find some bait first, though. I see an old soap towel. There might be something under that. You never know. No. In the leaf litter a lot of the time. You can find one. The ground's pretty dry, and I'm thinking about scrapping the fishing mission, no pun intended, and trying to get some firewood instead, because there's a lot of firewood. I'm seeing a lot, and there's hardly anything back where I'm at, so I think I might change gears here. I'm not going to give up that easily. I'm going to look down here where the ground's a little more moist and see if I can find something. Feeling something crawling on me, but I don't see anything there. Oh, it's a real little bug, right? You guys probably can't see it. I just killed it. I don't know what it would, a no-see-em, I think they call them. Oh yeah, there's some worms. Yep. Two of them. There's actually a couple more. I think that's going to be more than enough. I keep hearing somebody shooting. I don't know, I'm not sure where they're at. I think they're on the other side of the river, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, so I'm back to the trash pile, and I got this can. I put the worms in there. You can see them. But anyway, yeah, they're in there, and I'm gonna rig up some kind of a hand line, see if I can catch a fish. And I'm gonna go over here because the tide's going that way. And if I fish on that side, it's just gonna pull me into the bank. But over here, there's a little spot where that tree is. I actually hooked into a huge carp there one time. That thing it had to be over 20 pounds. It was huge. And it actually broke the tip on my rod. But yeah, I'm gonna try to throw it down in here. But I gotta find something to rig up. Rig up a hand line. All right, so I'm gonna take this stick and make a reel out of it. I don't have my selfie stick with me though, so I'm gonna have to do it and then show you when it's done. All right, I'll be back in a minute. So I went to start working with the twine, and it's no good. It's just breaking apart. It's all rotten. So I'm gonna look around and see if I can find some cordage, but it's getting late, so I'm not gonna put a lot of time into this. I might have to scrap the fishing mission tonight and do it another time. Did get a nice piece of willow though while I was looking for, while I was trying to make a hand reel. Yeah, my cordage is all the way back at my camp. And if I go back there, I'm not gonna have time to come all the way back. It'll be dark before I can do anything, and I don't wanna do that. I wanna get back there and get settled in. So yeah, I'm gonna scrap the fishing and head back to camp. Let the worms go too. I'm gonna put them right back where I got them at. No need to mess them up if I'm not gonna use them. a little out of the way, but so what? It's their lives. They're all back where they were. And now I'm gonna head back to my camp. I'll show you though, I'll show you how thick it is. That's where I was fishing at, or where I was gonna fish at. And there's two different ways I can go in to this place, and they're both pretty thick. There's the river again. I can go in that way, or I can go in that way. That way is super thick, and I'm not going that way. This way is thick too, but the other way is worse. It's pretty hot out here. Got a nice bow drill set out of that cedar one time, years ago. Okay, now it's where it starts getting thick. Most people turn around at this point. That's what I like about it. I like the bugs and the snakes and everything else that's back here. The ticks. I love the ticks because they keep the people away. I got a nasty tick bite on my leg. I'll show you guys when I get to the camp and get settled in. And I got that tick while I was working, not while I was out in the woods. I didn't have spray on, and I was cleaning up a wet saw, tile saw in the front yard, and the grass was a little high. And next thing I know, I got a tick on me at night. So it was only on me for a few hours, and it's swelled up and it's been itchy for it was like 3 days ago when I found it on me. It's been itchy for a couple days, ever since I pulled it off. And it's normal for me though. It doesn't have the signs of Lyme disease. There's no target or anything like that. It's just a puffed up, slightly bumped, raised bump that itches like crazy. And like I say, that happens to me every time I get them on me, which happens to be when I'm at work, because when I'm back here, I'm totally coated up in picaridin, and they don't get on me. I had one on my hand earlier that was trying to get off of me because I was, because he didn't like it. He got on my hand because he brushed off of a stick that I was carrying, and he was trying to get off of me. When I flicked him, he went right off my hand. And if you've ever had ticks on you, you know they don't just let go. You see how thick it is. Yeah. So yeah, it's trying not to. While I'm working without yeah. When I'm working, I try not to go into tall grass or shrubs or anything that could have ticks on it. All right. Thick. You can see it's undisturbed. It used to be a path, but nobody used it in a couple years. Same with this one. Nobody's been using this. You can see nobody's going through here. This place is hidden behind a large field, and the marsh cuts right in across it. So anybody that comes in across the field, a baseball field, it used to be, but nobody even uses it anymore. But anyone that comes across that field thinks they're going into the marsh, because that's what it looks like. You have to go through the marsh to get to here from that way. And from this way, they're leaving the river, so nobody comes back because there's no reason to. There's no draw, there's no river, there's nothing back here. So it's a good place to get away from everybody. And that's what I like about it. I've been coming here since I was a kid, my whole life. And it's a good spot. Back to the camp. Yep, home sweet home. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna settle in and get comfortable here in a minute because I'm hot right now. I want to eat something and chill for a little while. All right, Alright, so it's 8 o'clock, and I'm going to get this fire going in a minute. I had to turn you guys over that way some because the sun is setting to the west over there, and it was putting a big glare on it. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get this fire going. I'm gonna use flint and steel. I'm actually gonna use steel and whatever this rock is that I found on the way in here. Quartz, some kind of just quartz. Nice sparks. So yeah, I'm gonna use that, but first I got to get a tinder bundle and all that together. All right, so it's almost 8 o'clock. Getting ready to get this fire started. I gotta get some stuff together now. I made just a real small fire pit. Nothing real. Really good at all. Without the right tools, it takes so much longer to do stuff. I think I saw some popular bark over here. Cedar bark. It's even better. Not a whole lot of it though. But it's dry. Bring it back in a minute. All right, so it's like 8:15, and I was looking for more bark, something else I could use, because I don't have very much of that cedar bark, but it is what it is. It's all I got. So I'm gonna try to get this thing going. bundle. But hopefully I can get it going. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I got that char cloth in here. This is all my keychain kit. And got the flint striker on here as well, so all I have to do when I'm out is find the stone. So here's that piece of quartz, I'll try that. Broke the quartz. Gotta find a good edge on it. Alright, I'm gonna try this other piece of stone. That thing's just crumbling, it's too small. This is chert here. don't have it yet. Purposely waited until right before the fire to get the things I needed to make it more like a survival. It's tough to get a fire when you're not prepared. But I'm not going to give up. I never have been unable to get a fire.